Every Wednesday, KSNT News political analyst Dr. Bob Beatty answers your questions about the 2016 election. So, Bob, Kansas going blue this presidential election.
And on that note, Bob, where does the presidential race when it comes to stand here in Kansas when it comes to Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, we've received a number of questions like this, so I'm glad Judy asked this question in terms of Kansas. So what we're doing here at KSNT News is we're putting together a presidential race polling snapshot. Anytime a new poll comes out, we'll update it to let you know what's going on in the state of Kansas. So let's take a look at where the race stands in Kansas. As you can see, Donald Trump is ahead by 9.3% of the 10 polls that have been taken in Kansas since February. However, you'll notice that Gary Johnson is close to 10%. He's the Libertarian candidate, so it's not a massive lead by Donald Trump because of that.
So you said that Trump was ahead by 9.3. Now, Kansas seems pretty secure for him, doesn't it?
Well, sure, you always would want a 10-point lead. However, Kansas, since 2000, the Republican candidate has averaged a victory of over 20 points. So a 9-point lead right now is actually not that great. And again, I think it has something to do with Gary Johnson, the Libertarian.
Is there anything going forward that could happen here in Kansas that would affect the numbers for Trump?
Yeah, there's a number of things to think about. You know, if it's a normal year, you would expect the Republican to win by 20-plus points. That's just what happens in the state of Kansas, a very Republican state, and most voters will vote their party affiliation. So if it's a normal, what we could see is the Republicans drifting back toward Donald Trump, and he wins very comfortably 20-plus points in the state of Kansas. But as we've been talking about, is this a normal year? Not really. So there's a couple of things that could happen. One, of course, is Donald Trump could say something that could get moderate Republicans very upset in the state. They could even look to Hillary Clinton, more likely Gary Johnson. So that Libertarian Gary Johnson, if he campaigned in the state of Kansas, he might be able to get those numbers up, and that could make it an interesting race. But he hasn't campaigned here yet. He's focusing on the western states, even running TV ads. But so far, nothing in Kansas.
Well, it's already been interesting so far, and you showed us those polling averages just a second ago, and you can find those polling averages on our website at ksnt.com. Just click on politics. Now, as our election coverage continues through November, Bob will be answering your questions every Wednesday leading up to the general election. If you have a question, just email it to askbob@ksnt.com.